Back here at MLP Daytona Beach, powered by Margaritaville, for the final matchups of Pool C play. I'm Chad Edwards, stepping in for Michelle McMahon. Continuing on the call with me, Adam Stone. So there's a lot on the line right here, Adam. The defending champions from Mesa MLP, the LA Mad Drops, in a win or go home situation after dropping one to ATX Pickleballers yesterday in the Dream Breaker. They're able to beat the Florida Smash in another Dream Breaker. And they're going up against the St. Louis Shock, who are a perfect 2-0 with 2 wins of 3-1. The Shock not able to make it out of pool play in Mesa, so a big adjustment for them coming into this one.
Definitely. And Mr. Edwards, it's been a while. I have a feeling this is going to be a pleasure for the next 2 hours, and I'm very, very excited for it. And just a quick, before we get to this matchup, a quick update on Group A. We had the previous match, so it is official. The California Black Bears and the Seattle Pioneers will be moving on from Group A. Just wanted to clear that up, and now we'll focus on this match right here, which should be a doozy. I had the privilege of calling the St. Louis Shock in the first match yesterday, and they played very, very well. They brought the energy. Simone Jardim throwing out some crazy eyes with Allyce Jones as they were getting each other very pumped up, and I expect more of the same in this matchup.
So on the flip side, what are you looking at from the LA Mad Drops in Irina Tereschenko and Parenteau? A little shaky yesterday, but looked a lot cleaner last night against Florida Smash.
Definitely, and really the key for me is Irina Tereschenko. Parenteau has been playing some of her best ball lately these last 2 or 3 months, and Irina, obviously the MLP GOAT, definitely.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. So she did occasionally look shaky on her forehand dink, leaving some high, but if she locks it in, plays a nice consistent game, and lets Parenteau do her thing, where do you go against that squad? If they can get a few errors, the St. Louis Shock, that's a great situation. But the Mad Drops play a clean game. It's going to force Jardim and Jones to come up with some offense.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be Allyce Jones for the St. Louis Shock to serve. We're waiting for the referees to all acknowledge that they're ready. Tough ball there from Jardim.
Yeah, it was probably a little low. Not one you should never attack, but Irina Tereschenko loading up on the two-handed backhand and putting that up the middle, saying no, no.
Ball floating just a little high from Jardim. Good put away from Parenteau.
Definitely. Jardim looking for the nasty angle, leaving it a little too high. And Parenteau with some nice placement on the put away. Yeah, definitely. Parenteau and Jardim very comfortable with each other's game. I talked about it yesterday in the early years of the game. Those two, along with Kroeger and Joey Farias, playing a lot of pickleball in Michigan.
Jardim looking just a little off balance on that one. The Mad Drops up to a quick 4-0 lead.
You played a little Michigan pickleball in that group as well, Chadwick, didn't you?
I did. I started at the same time. It's just, you know, the rest of the group seemed to jump up a little quicker than I did.
I hear you. I hear you.
Jardim making a conscious effort just to swing one out and get rid of the jitters.
That's exactly right. She's like, hey, made a couple errors. I'm going to take a cut at this one, and she's rewarded with a huge forehand.
Short-lived. Jones trying to roll that one a little too much, missing it into the net.
6-1.
So on the side of the Shuck, they feel like they're just trying to be a little too perfect right now with the pressure from Tereschenko and Parenteau on the other side?
Yeah, I think so. I think Simone Jardim has gone for a couple, you know, kind of higher risk, higher reward shots that haven't worked out. Yes, and that was the high forehand dink from Irina Tereschenko. She had a few of those yesterday, and most of the time bailed herself out with really good hands, unable to do so that particular time.
Good hands there from Tereschenko.
And a nice job putting that to the middle of the court. Often those big two-handed backhands are ripped cross-court. She played it to the middle, putting Allyce Jones in a tough position to cover for Jardim.
Just floating another ball. Tough situation right now when you're not feeling it and you're feeling that pressure.
Yeah, and they're looking to target the middle of the court and Irina Tereschenko, and the frequencies of going behind Catherine Parenteau are fine from Jardim, but the execution's got to clean.
Good finish there by Tereschenko, finding the hole through the middle of the court.
Yeah, that's one of the issues. I know Allyce Jones, a little vertically challenged like myself, so that reach in the middle when Jardim steps over to her left, it kind of spreads Allyce Jones out and puts her in a difficult position. Let's see if the shot can clean this up, get in a couple patterns where maybe they can be the aggressors or at the advantage at the kitchen line.
So that ball just long from Jardim. LA Mad Drops in control here in the first half, going into the end change, up 11-3. Obviously, Adam, with the Shock, they're a little off balance right now. What are you looking for out of them coming in on this end change?
Yes, and sometimes when you're, you know, this is pickleball. We're at any form of racket paddle sport, you're literally playing your best game 10 or 15% of the time. So when things aren't feeling great with your touch and the feel, I saw a couple triggers pulled there by Jardim, but maybe they just slow it down, even if they don't or break even on those points or don't even win a majority of the points. It gets you in a little bit of a rhythm to feel, and then you can start releasing on the ball and being a little more aggressive once you feel that ball hit your paddle a few more times. Either way, you know, it's tough. I know for me, some days I feel like I can't make a ball, and some days I feel like I can't miss a ball. So this is a situation we're in with pickleball. They got to find a way to dig through this situation.
As we take a look at Catherine Parenteau on the screen, Duper rankings of 3 in the world and a 6.01 rating. Sorry. So better job there from the shot, creating some rhythm and moving the ball around.
Absolutely correct, and you saw a nice yell there from Allyce Jones. I mentioned their energy together yesterday. Let's see if they can get some more of that here.
So a couple of balls into the net from the Mad Drops. St. Louis cutting the lead to 6. Now the Mad Drops have to be careful not to try to force the issue here.
Definitely. That's exactly right. 2 quality defensive players over there. They were rewarded with some freebies early on, but don't want to get too carried away with that cushion that they have.
Judging with The decent trigger pull, just not quite rolling it enough.
Yeah, coming in hot. I like that aggression from defense in the mid or back of the court coming forward. But nice job by the drops, getting that ball a little lower than Jardim wanted.
I think Jardim's kind of feeling the need to really be aggressive, but not quite getting the right balls.
Correct.
Better ball there, going behind Parenteau.
Yeah, that's been her shot. She's had a couple really nice coming forward with the drops driving and some big swings, but the timing has been perfect.
Good try there by Allyce Jones, but not quite able to catch up to it. That big forehand by Irina Tereschenko. Big hands there in the middle of the point from Tereschenko and Jones, but not quite deep enough on that lob.
Yes, absolutely true. But hey, that's a quality point. Lots of touches for both players, and Simone Jardim in a great offensive position. You just got to tip your cap to Irina Tereschenko to get that one ball back.
So the Mad Drops continuing to roll here.
Yeah, Simone Jardim calling the timeout, and definitely has to be careful when she's stepping over to her left. She's got to pick her spots to be aggressive there, because as I mentioned, when you hit hard and you're a little out of position, definitely that ball comes back quickly. So occasionally going soft in those spots might help the situation, or possibly having her partner, Allyce Jones, squeeze the middle a little bit more when she sees Simone stepping to her left.
So the Mad Drops extending their lead to 9 now. St. Louis Shock have had some flashes of good play, but much shorter points than what we've seen from them yesterday. And the Mad Drops taking full advantage of it, like you said, finding those holes and finding those openings on those speed ups.
And I think they're probably at 1, 2, maybe 3 unforced errors for the entirety of this match for the Mad Drop. So they're playing a nice, tight game and taking their opportunities when they get them.
Nice little drop shot there from Jardim.
Yeah, and Allyce Jones was very happy with the Simone drop shot there. And a great carve in disguise. She kind of loaded it up like she was going to crush it. Takes a little pace off the ball. Nice veteran move from Simone Jardim.
A good ball there from Parenteau with the roll back behind Jardim.
And I think a tough break earlier in that point, Chad, with Simone trying to call Allyce off of a shot sailing long. Always difficult to pull that paddle back.
That ball's just wide off the paddle of Tereschenko.
I like the move. The quality shot from Jardim obviously forced Tereschenko into a tougher shot than she was hoping for, but her court positioning in the middle and being aggressive, I think, was a pretty good decision.
Well, a little unlucky there for Tereschenko with the ball coming off the net cord.
Yeah, she was, yes, a high-risk, high-reward shot from Simone, but even if that doesn't clip the tape, it's going to be a tough shot. She really whipped through and got a lot of top spin on that ball.
That ball lands in.
Yes, I think if that exact shot had come from Irina on the short court, it probably would have sailed long, but since it came cross from Parenteau with a little extra length on the court, dropped 2 or 3 inches inside the baseline.
Another good cross-court battle there from Parenteau.
Yeah, and the slide and the backhand counters are much more crisp than I saw yesterday from Irina. Nice adjustment from her.
Ball sitting up just a little too much. Parenteau there to put that ball through the middle. And that brings up game point here for the Mad Drops.
Exactly right, Chad. She's gotten a lot better at that one-handed backhand from the chest, and she shows it right there.
And Jardim misses that one into the net. So an impressive start from the Mad Drops, coming out and taking the women's doubles point. 21-10, and Adam, we all know that that women's doubles point is a huge one.
It is. I mean, the quick start is definitely that, and the issue there was the early deficit was pretty substantial. So I think it kind of takes you out of your total game plan. They kind of fired away a couple balls to try to get back in it. And, you know, when you get off to that 6 or 7 deficit early, especially in this format, it kind of messes with your head a little bit, Chad. So first point, very crucial. And let's see what the fellas have in store for us. It should be a good one.
All right, well, we're going to throw it down to the third member of our team, Dominic Catalano, who's courtside with Catherine Parenteau and Irina Tereschenko.
Catherine and Irina, great start. How important is it for you guys in a must-win situation to get that first point on the board in women's doubles?
It's really important. We talked about it. We got to go out there and swing. This is how we do best when we're aggressive. And, yeah, we watched a little bit of film last night just to see how to play this team, and they played amazing. And then we're just happy to get the first W. Hopefully we can keep it going.
Irina, it seemed like you were waiting for them to pull the trigger and counter, staying in those longer rallies. Was that a game plan?
Yeah, just got to stay low, close my eyes and swing, and now we cheer for the boys. Let's go, Mad Drops.
All right, Mad Drops up 1-0, heading into men's doubles in a do-or-die situation for the LA Mad Drops. Men's doubles coming up next.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Oro Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
Dulce Vida, you are what you drink.
Oh my good Lord, what a feeling. All of this joy I've been stealing. We all need someone that can make us believe. So call me a man on a mission. I'm guilty by my own admission. Locked up but I break free. No chains could ever take me. Can't stop, won't stop, don't stop now.
At From With Pickleball, we believe in the power of our sport to unite a community. We have introduced hundreds of people to pickleball by funding a 10-court public facility in our hometown with leagues and lessons to make everyone feel valued. We take that same approach to our business with personalized customer service and same-day shipping from our huge inventory. When you order from With Pickleball, you're supporting a small business and a diverse community of pickleball fanatics. We have the gear you need and the service you can trust.
Back here at MLP Daytona Beach, powered by Margaritaville, for our men's doubles matchup between Jay Devilliers and Erik Lange for the St. Louis Shock, taking on Julian, Arnold, and Hunter Johnson for the LA Mad Drops. Adam, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so, of course, Hunter Johnson filling in for Thomas Wilson. Had a brief chat with Thomas Wilson, and it looks like his wrist injury is going to be a short-term one, which is very exciting. But Hunter Johnson played fantastic on the right side in the match that I saw. He will switch around a little bit with his brother Yates, but often is on the left. So to see him really be comfortable on the right, sliding over, crushing two-handed backhand counters, and I even saw him occasionally go with the left-handed forehand Ernie, which was
I saw that yesterday as well,
which was very spectacular. So a nice job by him, and we got two big strapping lads over on the other side of the net, and Erik Lange and Jay Devilliers. Jay Devilliers, the younger version, but Erik Lange, this is his specialty. Men's doubles. He's had some fantastic results as a part-time player out on the tours throughout the year. So I expect a lot of fireworks and a lot of high-level points from these fellas.
Yeah, if we were going by height differential,
yes,
Chuck definitely have the advantage here, but Julian Arnold, also the current MVP coming from Mesa MLP. Big counter there from Erik Lange.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too. I saw Arnold slip 5 or 6 of those through the middle yesterday, and both players squeezed the middle when they saw Julian go to the forehand. So they said, maybe they watched some film, but they said no, no, no on that first ball.
Oh, there's another lefty, Ernie, that you talked about.
It's just insane, Chad, to have that dexterity and body control to be in the air, switch hands, and still come up with a quality shot is just insane from Hunter Johnson.
Good reach in there from Devilliers. We have to think about, too, is Hunter Johnson hits a two-handed backhand majority of the time, and that's typically more dominant left hand. So in reality, all he's doing is just taking that right hand off, but very athletic indeed. Floating just a little too much from Lange.
Yeah, too high from Lange for sure, but that's a good point, Chad. I do have it's more mind-boggling for me because I have a one-handed backhand. So you're right. Guiding and controlling with the left would make it easier for Hunter Johnson, definitely.
Ball lands in. Just deep, and how about the defense from the Mad Drops just to get themselves back into that point?
Yes, so good. Very nice play to get themselves back to neutral, but too much from the shock.
Johnson.
Slight fadeaway, Chad. So always looking to hold the kitchen line, but you know, some of this new paddle technology and the crisp technique from Hunter Johnson, getting so much rotation and spin on the ball, he's able to drop it in.
Good counter there by Lange. So we're seeing early that both Devilliers and Lange are anticipating that speed up from Julian Arnold.
Definitely, and Lange with a great wingspan, loading backhand. Julian puts it on his right hip, and Lange can go with the chicken wing and still put in a quality ball.
Good move there by Johnson. Devilliers kind of missed his spot. Arnold sliding over and covering.
Definitely. We talked about that size discrepancy earlier, but the footwork and the foot speed from the Mad Drops is high end. I'd say 2 of the top 5 to 7 singles players out there. So you saw a great drop shot from Jay Devilliers earlier. Mad Drops there with plenty of time.
Counted there by Arnold. Devilliers saying, my bad, wrong spot.
Yep, and you see, it's always interesting in these men's doubles matches when we have a lot of dinks into the middle. These guys are so good with the angles when it's pulled out wide. Often playing the middle is the safest spot, and you know, I expect to see a little bit more of the same, especially if some of the offense from these players are on point. That's why you play the middle, because Julian Arnold can put that second hand on and hold and whip through, pace and spin, and a good spot. That's the trifecta.
A good step over there from Devilliers. Johnson leaving that drive just a little too high.
And some animated words from Jay Devilliers towards Erik Lange as they're walking back to the baseline. He must see something out there.
A good flick from Arnold. He's so adept at just that quick wrist snap.
Yeah, and he's gotten a much better at mixing up where his locations. When he first started, he had 1 or 2 good shots. Now he has 4 or 5 options, and that's a lot of pressure for his opponents.
Good move and good spot from Devilliers.
Yeah, and Arnold, I mean, he's obviously in a tough spot with Jay in an offensive position, but he's got to know his very speedy partner has his back. Probably should have let that ball go and give Hunter Johnson an opportunity.
How about those hands from Lange and Devilliers?
Yeah, great punch from Erik Lange, one of the better punchers out there right from his chest with a short swing on the backhand, and a great let go from Jay Devilliers as well.
Good reach from Arnold.
Yeah, full commitment, seeing the Devilliers ball just an inch or two too high, and attacking that right into the body of Erik Lange.
Johnson a little late.
Yeah, and that's length right there. So Jay Devilliers was able to reach in so far. The quality of the shot honestly wasn't very good, Chad. But
probably not the best.
But he had the element of surprise, and he took Hunter's time away, so it was effective.
There's the first andiamo from Julian Arnold of this matchup.
He even had to lead up to his out, andiamo.
It was a build-up.
Yes, it was a build-up. Yeah, absolutely.
So continued back and forth battle, but it's the Shock that are going into the end change up 11-9.
Yeah, and a couple, some light crap talking there between Lange and Arnold, and they tap hands afterwards. So good sportsmanship there. All these fellas, big-time ladies, big-time competitors. But you know, you can be a competitor and have good sportsmanship at the same time, Chad. Yes,
absolutely. And you know, for me, coming from a background in baseball, typically if there's a little bit of trash talking, you get a ball to the throat or something like that.
Right,
so,
right.
You know, much better on the pickleball side as far as some chirping back and forth over the net.
Pickleball to the Adam's apple, baseball to the Adam's apple. Much different situation, Chad. Yeah, repercussions. Yeah, you got to. You start barking and you step in the batter box. Oh my goodness.
So Devilliers continuing the serve for the Shock, up 11-9. Johnson seeming just a little tentative, a little off balance there on that one.
Right, I agree. And I think there was a slight pump fake, meaning that he was thinking Julian Arnold was going to come over. So some slight miscommunication, and unfortunately created an error for the drops.
Wow, a flying Devilliers, flying Frenchman.
That's right. And he hit that drop, and I mean, he just came in. He just came in hot. He didn't even consider holding in the transition zone and working his way forward. The flying Frenchman on full display.
Yeah, Arnold trying to hold that one just a little too long, going over the high part of the net.
Yeah, it's almost as if he was completely moving back to the center of the court as he was striking. It maybe caused a hitch in his swing, I'm not sure. But Erik Lange having a chuckle.
Oh, Devilliers wanted that one. Good defense from Lange, but the pressure from Arnold just too much.
Yes, and I'm okay with it from Jay. He kind of stepped in there and took control in the middle of the court, overswung on that last backhand, but all good.
A good spot from Hunter Johnson. Little miscommunication through the middle there with Devilliers coming up after the return.
Yeah, and Hunter Johnson, great driver of the pickleball. Lots of pace and lots of spin. So tough to handle even when there's not a miscommunication, let alone if there is.
Good move by Devilliers, recognizing Arnold going to go down the line and just jumps the kitchen.
Yep, and a great job by Erik Lange, not trying to hit that high backhand through the court, whipping through with his wrist, getting on top of the ball, putting it down at his opponent's feet.
Uncharacteristic miss there from Arnold. Tried to flatten that one out a little bit more than rolling it. And the Shock now up by 5, 16-11. Excellent play there on display from Jay Devilliers.
Oh, was that our first chest bump?
It was the first chest bump right there.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in the middle of that. Two big boys out there. Be careful, fellas.
Let's just say your head's right around that chest level. So.
I think that's a concussion in the making right there, Chad, yes. But fantastic job by the Shock, you know, after that tough women's match. So it's very nice. And also, you know, it's a small thing, Chad, but you do have the momentum of men's doubles carrying over into mixed.
Oh,
so
100%.
It's nice to get the good start in women's, but when you win the men's match, often that energy will leak over to the mixed, which can be a great advantage.
So the Shock up by 6 with a timeout by the Mad Drops. Adam, anything in particular that you would like to see from the Mad Drops trying to close this deficit?
Yeah, it's the thing is there's really been a couple soft errors from Julian Arnold. I know we've been talking about that middle play from both teams, but Julian Arnold has to find a way, not only with cleaning up the soft stuff, but some of the decision making on the offense. I think he does pull some low triggers in some odd situations with success, but I think he needs to be careful in this particular matchup, Chad. Heavy hands on the other side of the net.
From Devilliers.
Looks like they're trying to target Erik Lange a little bit more, coming right out of that timeout as 4 or 5 dinks in a row to Erik. But the St. Louis Shock have some great momentum, and those two fellas are working together nicely right now.
Devilliers sitting all over that. He was loaded before Arnold even pulled the trigger.
No, it's happened every time Julian Arnold has pulled a trigger into the middle of the court. They have both been there with their paddles fully locked and loaded.
A good spot from Johnson. Little change of pace going into the body of Lange.
You're exactly right, Chad. I think that that spot on the right hip of Lange, kind of forcing him to scoop the ball, was the difference.
Johnson putting himself in a tough position, pulled out off the court, trying to hit his way out.
Yes, and the thing is, that length is really nice to take balls out of the air, and it puts a lot of pressure on the opponents to try to make the ball bounce, which is pretty dang hard to do when you have a 6'3" and a 6'5" opponent.
So the Shock with game point here, up 20-12. Mad Drops holding it off for now.
13-20.
That's dangerous right there.
Yeah, and let's hope that combination is not too little too late for the drops, as that's one of the first times we've seen the shake and bake. So I think the timeout is good. It was only a point or two for the Mad Drops, but why not take that timeout, stop their momentum? And you would think maybe, Chad, as Hunter Johnson as the replacement, that they would really target him, but the Shock have done a nice job spreading the ball around to both players and mixing up their spots on the dink, and obviously with this 6-point lead, that strategy has done them well.
Well, I think one of the issues that you face with Julian Arnold, because he moves so well on the court and he likes those balls extended away from him, you're kind of feeding into that quick speed up. We haven't seen as many speed ups from Arnold as we have in the past in this one, and I think it's a combination of, you spoke about Lange and Devilliers really pinching the middle and having that coverage, but they're also not giving them the opportunity to get extended.
Yeah, it's a quality game plan from the Shock and execution.
Right off the leg.
Yeah, Julian Arnold instantly saying it hit me. Nice reach in from Lange, misdirecting off that cross-court ball, handcuffing Arnold. Not much he can do with that one.
Oh, just out.
Yeah, it's always tough when you're making that move to be aggressive. Your opponents neutralize it, put it down at your feet. So hard to pull back the aggression and go soft. Jay went for the rip and couldn't keep it in.
So just as a reminder, the Shock are frozen, but Mad Drops continuing on rally scoring until they get to 18, and they'll freeze as well as we take a look at the Mad Drop bench. Tough spot there from Lange. Full extension, just tried to do a little flick.
Yeah, wasn't sure if he was thinking of speeding up or not, but either way, catching the tape, and all of a sudden this one's a little tighter, Chad.
Arnold missing that one into the net,
yeah,
taking a little bit of the pressure off.
Yes, that's big. And when things get tight, you got the ML creep when you get to 20. You got this commanding lead. They start creeping back into it. A gift from Julian Arnold is very nice.
I think he almost caught that trying to get out of the way,
yeah.
but
was that a leave or a whip? I'm not sure.
So a good answer here from the St. Louis Shock after a dominant performance by the Mad Drops in women's doubles. The Shock take the men's point, and like you said, this is an important point as well because it continues that momentum into mixed doubles. We're going to throw it down to the third member of our team, Dominic Catalano, who's courtside with, well, was courtside with Erik Lange and Jay Devilliers.
Oh, he had to grab that Vulcan paddle. Oh my gosh, he's going back to the bench again. You're really throwing off our rhythm here, Jay Devilliers. Come on, buddy.
All right, now we'll throw it down courtside to Dominic Catalano with Erik Lange and Jay Devilliers.
All right, Erik, it wasn't a must-win for you guys, but how important was it for you guys to even the score at 1 apiece here?
You know, every match for us is critical. We take everything like we want to win it, build momentum for the rest of this tournament. Playing next to Jay and playing in front of this packed house of people, just amazing experience. So thankful to be out here.
And Jay, 11-9 on the end change. It seemed like you picked it up on that end change. What was the difference maker?
Yeah, you know, we were trying to keep the score close. They won the last MLP, so we knew they were good. So we were trying to play our best, and you know, we got some momentum and could finish off that. So that was great.
St. Louis Shock tied up 1 game apiece, heading into mixed doubles next.
Go.
Match point. It's all up to me.
Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Oh my good Lord, what a feeling. All of this joy I've been stealing. We all need someone that can make us believe. So call me a man on a mission. I'm guilty by my own admission. Locked up but I break free. No chains could ever take me. Can't stop, won't stop, don't stop now.
Dulce Vida. You are what you drink.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball.
Back here, MLP Daytona Beach, powered by Margaritaville. Chad Edwards, Adam Stone. Adam, we're all tied 1 apiece. Our matchups for our first mixed doubles pairing are Irina Tereschenko and Hunter Johnson, taking on Allyce Jones and Erik Lange for the Shock. What are you looking at on both sides for this one?
So I'll start off with Hunter Johnson. So at MLP Mesa, playing for the Atlanta Bouncers in the Challenger League, I thought he played some phenomenal mixed doubles. In the match yesterday that I saw, I don't think he played his best, so I'm looking for him to step up in this matchup in mixed doubles and play big. Erik Lange, on the other hand, very large guy, but also an older gentleman. He doesn't quite have the foot speed that he used to. So how is he going to be able to use his length in the middle without overextending? So as I mentioned, Erik Lange, a very capable mixed player, but probably men's doubles is his best event. So I'm very excited to see if he can step up big here and prove me wrong. As I said, he's more of a men's double specialist.
Yeah, typically Lange being that right side men's double specialist, it is something that he's not as comfortable with, being on the left side for mixed doubles. First match yesterday against Florida Smash, not as aggressive, kind of went with the roll of things, and then last night against ATX Pickleballers was a lot more aggressive, inserted himself into the middle of the court, and really put the pressure on with that size.
Oh, that's great insight, Chad. I did not see that particular match, so that makes me excited to know that he stepped up big in the second match yesterday. Let's see if he could come up with more of the same.
So Allyce Jones to serve for the Shock. And Lange missing that one by a couple of feet.
Yes, well, that one was very easy for Irina, but she is very good at letting out balls go out, one of her best qualities. I mentioned that yesterday.
Good ball from Jones.
Yeah, yes, I was just going to say, leaning in nicely. I think her opponent's maybe thinking she was going to pull the trigger with an attack, and she rolls it at the right foot of Irina Tereschenko. Nice job of being offensive without having to rip through the pickleball.
I think Lange got away with one there. Floated it. Johnson late to make the decision.
No question, Chad. Hunter Johnson absolutely needs to be aggressive with that ball. Just half a second delay forced the error.
Almost identical there from Tereschenko, just standing up a little tall.
I agree. And possibly slightly on her hip as well. I would have liked to see a little more extension forward. I was ready to say just like that when Irina hit the first one, and then 13 forehands later. My goodness, great defense from the shock, and way to stay focused with the sustained pressure from the drops, Chad.
Oh, that ball's just wide. Tereschenko making the right decision.
Yes, and Chad, the court, that was an awkward court positioning. She was kind of straddling the sideline, so to have that court awareness to let that ball go 2 inches out, very nice eye from the veteran. Too good from the drops. I like it from Lange.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I don't think, you know, he might have been on the precipice of overextending, but I don't think he went over that threshold. And you just got to tip your cap to the drops there that were able to weather that offensive barrage from Erik. Great defense from them.
Better setup there from Jones. She pulled Tereschenko out wide a couple of times and went into that left foot.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's 2 or 3, maybe even 4 shots in the making of a setup from Allyce Jones.
I think Lange's got to counterattack that one instead of trying to absorb it on the run.
And you're right, and I think the issue there, Chad, is he was leaning a little too heavy backhand. So when he switches over to his forehand side, he's late to rip through that ball, even though I do think it was the best option.
Jones a little late on that one.
Yeah, as she's walking back to the baseline, we have a great look of her face. She was not thrilled with that miss.
That ball's just wide. Yeah, Jones does not disguise when she's frustrated or when she's happy.
That's correct. Yeah, the emotions are on the sleeve with her, and you know what? I like to see that occasionally. That's more of my style, Chad. I was always, you know, happy, sad, whatever. I'm gonna lay it out there. A lot of these players keep it even keel and consistent. Everyone has their own way of doing things.
Excellent. I think Lange might have just slapped Allyce Jones in the face.
And I think Allyce put her shoulder into his chest. I think he's out of breath. I think he got the breath knocked out of him on that one.
But good setup there from Lange. Oh, he stepped in, but Tereschenko doing a good job of keeping that ball down.
Yeah, nice ball from Tereschenko, going with the flamingo, balancing on her left foot, getting full extension forward, using that back leg as a counterbalance.
Tereschenko almost got that one. I was going to question Lange's decision there. She had to pick it up.
Well, once again, the shot wasn't that good, Chad, but Tereschenko was very far back. That was the issue. The overall quality of the dropper was a little questionable, though.
That's a good move from Hunter Johnson. Allyce Jones leaving that one up down the line.
Yeah, great footwork from Hunter.
The court coverage on both sides there. Hunter Johnson fully corkscrewed into the court.
Yeah, and Erik Lange kind of shrugging his shoulders, looking over at his bench, and they were all saying, no big deal, Erik, you played a quality point there. You caught the tape. That's part of the deal with pickleball. Keep on keeping on.
Just don't make it 3 or 4 in a row.
Yes, no, definitely. Definitely.
So Mad Drop's now up by 2, leading this one 10-8.
Okay, Hunter Johnson saying sorry, just in case that ball was off of the hand of Erik Lange. It was much higher on his arm, so a dead ball situation. But a nice last 2 minutes of the first half of this match from the Mad Drops, taking a 3-point lead at the change.
Yeah, the Shock were predominantly in control of that first half, but the Mad Drops forcing a couple of errors from Lange. If you're looking at the Shock, what would you be saying on their bench as far as adjusting some things going into the end change now?
I would be saying whatever Simone Jardim is saying right now. She is having an extended conversation with Allyce Jones. She's talking with her hands, and Allyce Jones is nodding aggressively, so she must like what Simone's saying. And, you know, when you have, I talked about this with Ben Johns the other day, when you draft Simone Jardim, it's almost as if you're drafting a coach in a GM.
Built-in coach, yeah.
Which is just great to have there on the outside looking in. So I will absolutely, I'm pretty confident in my analysis, but I will absolutely defer to Simone Jardim.
That ball's just wide. Well, I do know some of the information that she was giving to Erik and Allyce on the court last night was Erik keeping his feet moving. If he gets stagnant, then he starts getting locked up.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, Chad. I think that is a slight big man problem.
Absolutely.
I played a lot of pickleball with Deckel Bar. When he is on his toes, he is as good as anyone out there, but occasionally he gets flat-footed. Have to try to avoid that as a big man.
A good spot from Allyce Jones. Shock trying to string a couple together here.
10-12.
It's just too good of a ball from Tereschenko. She recognized the drive early, rolled it down to the feet of Jones, and forced that pop-up.
Yeah, important to note, you know, as a casual viewer or a lower-level player watching, often the put away is not the special part of the point. It's the setup, and that's exactly what you mentioned, Chad.
A good move there from Hunter Johnson, just tiptoeing across the kitchen line.
Yeah, great play from Hunter, who he almost had a non-fully committed on that initial speed up, but when he follows it up with that tiptoe, like you said, it was a great 3-shot combination from him and able to finish the last ball.
knees. That's the volleyball player in her right there.
It was so good because she reaches her hands up and then she pulls them back down and then she reaches them up again. So good.
11-14.
Tereschenko with the around the post.
And it's really nice for her on that forehand side, Chad, because her natural stroke is coming around the ball. So that ball, where a lot of us, that ball is moving away into the green area, hers is curling into the court. Great shot from Irina.
That flick from Lange. He set it up by going out wide, then the quick flick catching Johnson trying to move back to the middle.
Yep, and also some people forget that it wasn't the forehand speed up, it was the out wide dink that made it all happen.
Step over again. Lange pushing Johnson out wide, this time trying to hit out of it. Not too sure who hit that one.
I don't know.
I thought it was Lange originally, but Jones is throwing the hands up.
Well, you never know. She celebrates everything. So it could have been her or him, who knows. Quick towel off, a little sweat on the face and the paddle of Erik Lange.
So the shot getting a couple back, closing the deficit to 2. And a big step-in drive from Lange.
Yeah, Irina Tereschenko, probably a good decision to slide to the right and go backhand just a little late.
14-15.
It's a tough ball there from Lange going over the high part of the net. Good job by Tereschenko to just reset that one.
16-14.
What the heck is going on with how many overheads and blocks and resets and oh my goodness.
Let's go. Fans on their feet and Erik Lange getting them pumped up. And what was the side spin drop volley in the beginning of that point? I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I have no words with that one. I mean, defense on point.
You think Erik Lange's enjoying the moment? I've never seen him do something like that. He's pumping up the crowd, raising the roof. I'd love to see it.
So timeout here from the Mad Drops. Shock back within 1. Good timeout here from the Mad Drops after that hectic point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Well, number one, if that was me on the court, I would be winded. I'm not sure. I'm not sure these players are, so that might not have factored into the decision. But definitely, after I mean, these are professionals. It's not like that's going to break anybody's spirit. But on those very long points, it is slightly demoralizing. So to have a stoppage and play and regroup can be a great option. And I think it was a good decision by the Shock, or the Mad Drops. Sorry.
Julian Arnold having a discussion with Hunter Johnson there on the sideline.
Hand drops in your correct position. Time in 15-16.
Just wide. Good move by Johnson.
Also, Chad, when you take a timeout and you have Athena Trujillo, Lauren Stratman, Yates Johnson, and your teammates on your bench, and not to forget Thomas Wilson injured, it helps a lot, and you can gain a lot of insight from those people on the sidelines.
There's a few good eyes on
I think so.
That side of the court.
Definitely true.
Jones missing that one into the net. So the Mad Drops extending their lead back out to 3. She just missed it. Hunter Johnson with a matrix move just to get out of the way.
That's right. It was a matrix, limbo, whatever you want to call it. It's good body control after an awkward, when that ball's coming at you that awkwardly. Nice job by him.
Tereschenko saw the opening down the line. Probably not the best ball to try to speed up.
Yeah, I think the ball position was low. The ideal was good. The ball position was too low.
Oh, she almost got it back, but good ball movement there from Lange. Wide to Tereschenko, wide to Johnson.
Yeah, and then to hit that ball wide ball to Johnson and then take a little shuffle step to the middle. He was in perfect position, Chad.
From Tereschenko. And that brings up game point for the Mad Drops. Now frozen at 20, regular side out scoring for them. Take it 21-17.
That's the best timeout I've ever seen, Chad, because it really changed the momentum, and they went on a nice run after that, sealing the deal only a couple minutes later.
So good effort there from the Shock. Kept it close, and we're ahead throughout that game, but the Mad Drops proving too strong in the end, and they made their adjustments sooner than the Shock. And that's big going into our fourth and final matchup for mixed doubles.
Yeah, especially when the Mad Drops have their A-team up at this moment in Julian Arnold and Catherine Parenteau.
So what's in store here for this one is if the Mad Drops take this one and go 2-1, the Shock fold to 2-1, ATX is at 2-1. That's a whole lot of 2-1s. We're going to throw it down to the third member of our team, Dominic Catalano, with Irina Tereschenko and Hunter Johnson.
Irina, you guys had a 4-point lead most of the match. They get within 1 late. You call that timeout. What's the discussion?
Oh, I don't remember, but what a great match, people. What do you think? Yeah! Hey, big shout out to St. Louis and my team, my partner. So let's bring it home, Mad Drops.
Hunter, stepping in and playing with Irina today, how's it feel being part of this Mad Drops team now?
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. We bring a lot of energy. Hopefully we can just keep it rolling and see what these guys can do. And I'm just happy to be a part of the team and fill in for my really good friend, Thomas Wilson. So, yeah, we're pumped. Let's go Mad Drops.
All right, Mad Drops up 2-1 heading into the final mixed doubles matchup. Don't want to miss it.
it's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Oro Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Cause I'm a natural born hustler. Just like my mama said, hard times and they good way natural born hustler. When the world wants you to sink or swim, I ain't gonna do that.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
MLP Daytona Beach, powered by Margaritaville. It is standing room only here in the stands, and they are a very vocal crowd out there right now. We're back for our fourth and final matchup, our second mixed doubles against, LA Mad Drops taking on the St. Louis Shock. Firstly, for the LA Mad Drops, Parenteau and Julian Arnold. For the Shock, Jay Devilliers and Simone Jardim. Adam, thoughts on this one?
Well, we saw Simone Jardim occasionally pulling the trigger too early in that women's doubles match, but I expect her to settle down here in mixed and be a very consistent partner for Jay Devilliers. And we know Parenteau, one of the most consistent players out here, so I am looking for the fellas. Who is going to play bigger between Julian Arnold and Jay Devilliers? I think their mixed games might be their best event in the pickleball scheme of things. So I'm expecting to see which fella's going to play bigger.
Good reach in and good spot there from Jardim.
Like I said, she's just going to play a nice, consistent game, Chad. You know, not speed it up too frequently.
I think she's a different player on the right side compared to the left.
That's right. Well, if she's going to speed up like that last one, you just have at it.
Good move by Parenteau, sliding to her right, recognizing the speed up from Devilliers.
Yeah, still, Jay wasn't in a bad position to complete that two-shot combination, but a little too much pepper on the counter from Catherine.
Oh, it's sat on top of the net and spun back.
And Jay Devilliers, one of the best drop shots in all of pickleball, but I'm not sure I would try too many of
Not
those
with Julian Arnold on the court.
against the movers from the Mad Drops.
A good spot, better spot there from Devilliers.
Yeah, right in the sternum, right in the middle of the chest, hitting the Mad Drops logo. Great deception from Jay.
2-2.
Knew it was coming, but the pancake was already getting ready to be flipped on that one.
It was, and I see what you did there. And and Jay doesn't go to the Scorpion too frequently, so a little surprised that he got in that position so early in the point, or so early before
the
yeah,
ball.
He didn't react. He was locked and loaded in that position before the ball was struck by the opponents. Sorry for flubbing my words there, guys.
Well, he got flustered. His beautiful bride is here in the booth with us, Karinka. Just a little too deep there from Parenteau. A little too much lift on the misdirect.
Yeah, definitely sailing long, but she has a quality misdirection forehand, so I hope she doesn't completely go away with it after that early miss.
Good setup there from Arnold. Medium pace ball behind Devilliers. Pinned him to the sideline. Parenteau a foot behind the kitchen line there. We see her slapping herself in the legs, saying, I needed to be a step forward.
That's exactly what happened. And she knew it. Being self-aware, very important out there.
Good stab by Devilliers. A little surprised that Arnold just drifted back with that one.
Yeah, he looked late. Maybe he didn't read it. It was an awkward shot from Jay coming off the paddle differently than normal.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that was out. Good, just long.
I mean, what an ATP and defense early in that point, and then Simone Jardim going with the slippery slice attack. Unusual.
Too good from Arnold. And that's what we didn't see in men's doubles. He's now coming out. They're giving him a little bit of room to be able to take those quick flicks. So we're all squared at sixes. Parenteau getting pinned back on the baseline.
7-6.
Looked out from here. Yeah, not going to challenge.
8-6.
Catching that one off the end of the paddle. Arnold in the middle of that point, just holding the middle, almost baiting Jardim to try to get out of the rhythm and go down the line.
She went with the lob instead, and it was a great decision from her. Yeah, coming all the way over. Yeah, it's tougher for Jardim to be there. Erik Lange was there in the middle in the men's match, but that man's 6'5", so. Oh, we had a we had a mad drop sign fall onto the court. Interesting.
7-9.
Slow pace serve there from Arnold. Didn't quite come up like the Devilliers was expecting. Good spot from Jardim. Arnold trying to slide back over in case she went down the line.
Yeah, so she had early in the match, she had the one fully cross court at Catherine, that one in the middle. Let's see if she goes line on Julian Arnold, if she gets another opportunity similar to that one.
That's in. That's in. Oh. What a battle here between the Mad Drops and the Shock.
I mean, you have to love it. I mean, come on. That point is insane.
Good movement by Parenteau, recognizing Devilliers going through the middle and then going back behind him.
And her movement is wild right now. It's I've been watching Catherine Parenteau play pickleball for a long time, and always a quality mover, but she has really stepped up the fitness and the explosiveness these last few months.
Too big from Julian Arnold. So after the Shock being up, the LA Mad Drops now going ahead by 1 into the end change, up 11-10. Adam, what are you seeing from the Shock or from the Mad Drops there to be able to close that deficit and go ahead?
Man, Julian Arnold really started taking a lot of court. I think, you know, definitely Jay Devilliers got himself in some reasonable situations in the hands battles, but the consistency in some of these firefights from the Mad Drops is just good stuff. So I expect Julian to really take a lot more court, and we'll see what Simone Jardim does in that situation. Does she play behind him a little bit more instead of always going cross court to Parenteau? Definitely going to have to make some form of adjustment, because when Andiamo Arnold starts getting going and taking 75–80% of the court, you have to neutralize them somehow.
Well, we had a bit of a discussion during the break. There's a lot at stake here, not only for this match, but also in this mixed doubles game. The Shock with a net 4 right now and a 2-0 record. Mad Drops 1-1, but a 0 game net. Right now, if the Shock force this one to a dream breaker based off of the game's net, they will move through, and then it'll come down to ATX and the Mad Drops. Trying to figure out what was going on. I'm looking at Jardim on the ground. I thought that ball landed in, and Devilliers just walks over so casual.
You want to talk about trusting your partner? She didn't even try to get up, Chad. She just hung out there and was going to let Jay do his thing. Are we having a challenge, or is it a timeout? We'll find out.
Referee timeout.
Okay, they are challenging the out call.
So Mad Drops challenging that ball on the far sideline.
It's rare, too, on such a slow shot. Often the challenges, or you're not exactly sure on the hard balls, the putaways. Maybe you're at the kitchen line and you kind of jerk your head back and you can't see clearly. But that was a very, very slow shot. So it's unusual to see a challenge or something of that nature on a ball that's moving so slowly.
So while we wait on the challenge, back to the discussion of this pool. So if the Mad Drops can take this mixed doubles point and go up 3-1, it gives them +2. The St. Louis Shock would drop to +2, and then ATX would need a 4-0 win against Florida Smash over there, and they would jump up to a +3.
Is this like
there's so many
differential equations or algebra or whatever it is? It's pretty wild, some of the mathematics on these games net and whatever else. It's frying my mind. I stopped playing poker like 5 years ago. I don't want to calculate mental math anymore.
Also, right now, the ATX Pickleballers are up 2-1 over the Florida Smash. So that would only put them well, that would, okay. So if ATX wins 3-1, Madrops win 3-1, Shock lose 3-1. That is now 3 teams at 2-1, all with +2, and then it comes down to the point differential.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about options within this, and we'll see the replay here. Oh, that's hard from that angle.
Well, I think we're about to get a verification on the call. Just referees double checking their score sheets, making sure everything's in order.
So the call stands after the video review. Ball is out, and the Shock regain the lead up 12-11.
Quarters in play. 12-11.
Oh, you called it. You called it earlier. Jardim sped up a ball straight cross court, then she went one a little bit more middle, and then now she's gone down the line.
Well, Chad, I have played Simone Jardim a lot, and I have yet to beat her, so I know what's going on out there. She's tough.
She's standing on the very edge of the court and did not move and just waited for the hole to open.
I mean, it's unreal. This is giving me flashbacks of my playing days right now, Chad, as I'm probably about 0-15 against her. I mean, what incredible veteran shots and veteran placement from Simone Jardim. Allyce Jones just jumped out of her visor. Chad, she's not playing. She's on the sideline.
She's
not playing. Yes, she almost lost her visor.
So the Shock now up by 4. Too good by Parenteau. Jardim saying, my bad, that ball sat up just a little too much.
Right, and basically there is no chance Jay could hit that ball, so he's just getting out of the way, hoping it's going out, but drops well inside the baseline. I think he might have just hopped up. I mean, he was in a pretty good position. He caught that ball out in front with the one-hander. Possibly lost his solid base when he came off the ground, but either way.
I'll recall the score. 13-15.
Good use of the offensive lob there from Parenteau. Jardim not able to get back and do anything on the backhand side.
Yeah, always tougher on the backhand side with those lob or overhead attempts, just trying to get it down, but Julian Arnold there.
Good ball from Devilliers. And a good run from the Madrops. They scratched a couple back.
Yeah, I'm glad Jay decided to take that ball. I think when it was hovering in the air, he was unsure, but he went for it.
Yeah! All right, Jay Devilliers.
That's our second appearance of the Flying Frenchman today.
Good disguise there of the Ernie from Jay Devilliers. Waited till that ball was on the paddle and Parenteau couldn't change her direction. think what saved Parenteau on that one was the cut across the body. It kind of rolled along the paddle.
Or just not hitting the sweet spot.
Well, I was giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I'm not. Like I said, some of my best shots.
Well, that one hit the center of the paddle.
Yes, right, absolutely did. And Jay Devilliers basically going right at the forehead, able to dodge and get out of the way of that ball, letting it sail long.
Big drive down the line from Jardim.
Just picking her spot so nicely. Really embracing the dink grind, but just occasionally pulling some deceptive triggers with offense. She's really showing a lot out there right now.
Devilliers popping up with that one a little bit.
Yeah, going back to the towel.
So 3 points separate the Mad Drops and St. Louis Shock. Good court coverage from Devilliers. Both these guys going sideline to sideline.
Yes, it's a similar, because that was kind of before the match. I was wondering which guy was going to take so much court, and they're going toe for toe right now. Let's go, get the energy up.
Devilliers pumping up the crowd, brings up game point for the Shock. 2016. Oh, it was on his paddle. Devilliers knows it.
Yeah, and Simone just chuckling as well, cracking a smile, knowing that Jay has to go for that ball, and he's in a great position to hit it. Next point.
Arnold trying to pump himself up. And that, just a little too much.
Well, he did pump himself up.
He did.
It wasn't a little too much on the shot.
Straight off the court.
That's right. It wasn't a little too much on the shot. It was a little too much on the pump up.
Oh, excellent ball from Devilliers, pulling Arnold out wide. And he can't pick that one up. So the Shock take it 21-17, and we're going to a dream breaker. But I think the big thing there is that secures the Shock a place in the playoffs. Now the question is, do the Shock go for the win, and do they go for the 1 or 2 seed, or do they conserve some energy after? Because let's be real. On paper, tough lineup.
Oh, totally agree with that. Mad Drops, if not one, definitely in the top 2 or 3 when it comes to Dream Breaker on paper.
Well, we'll throw it down to our third member of the team, Dominic Catalano, with Simone Jardim and Jay Devilliers.
Hey, that's all I'm looking at.
Can I interview you or no? All right, you ready? I'm with Simone Jardim and Jocelyn Devilliers. Great win right there, forcing the Dream Breaker. Simone, what's it mean going into this Dream Breaker now after that victory?
I guess it's a dream come true. Is that a pun? Okay. No, I just have to say I did my 10% and Jay did his 90, and that was quite fabulous. So kudos to Jay, everybody. Come on. Come on.
And Jay, you know Simone's going to be on that side, keeping everything in play. How important is that for you, and how loose does that make you?
Yeah, no, it's a great feeling, you know, when I mess up and she's cleaning up, it's always nice. But yeah, no, I mean, we're playing 2 amazing players. They were playing super aggressive, so just being able to bring us to 2-2 and fight for a Dream Breaker, this is just amazing. And no, we're gonna bring it in singles, guys.
All right, St. Louis and LA going to a Dream Breaker. Back up to you, Chad and Adam.
Thank you, Dominic Catalano, for that wonderful interview. And everyone's favorite time of the day, it is Dream Breaker time. And Chad and I were discussing that absolutely on paper, the Los Angeles Mad Drops, one of the top singles teams in the game. And you would think possibly losing Thomas Wilson might bring their singles level down. That is not the case, as Hunter Johnson is one of the top-notch singles players out here.
Now, that being said, I thought that was the case against the ATX Pickleballers, but the ATX Pickleballers beat them very handily in their Dream Breaker yesterday.
This format, and the same thing applies. The fives, one of the best on paper in singles, right up there with the Mad Drops. The Hard Eights, the team that I drafted, we were hoping to avoid at Dream Breakers because we were one of the bottom teams when it came down to it. But 4 points at a time, like I said, with this format, here we go.
Anything can happen with the Dream Breaker. I think that the accomplished singles players feel way more pressure in this than those players that are predominantly doubles players.
100% agree, Chad. And I can't tell you how many times when I used to play singles that I would, be 8-8 in the first game against a lower level player. It takes time in the regular tournaments to kind of work into the matches. And here you don't have that luxury when you're in there for 4 points. So it's going to be exciting stuff. And here we go.
So we're waiting for the teams to set their lineups.
Yes, and the St. Louis Shock are the home team. So they responded to mixed. And now those roles will switch between the two teams for this singles competition.
So I'm going to make a prediction here that no, I'll take it back. So for St. Louis, it's going to be Jay Devilliers going up against Mad Drop's Julian Arnold, and then Erik Lange taking on Hunter Johnson. Simone Jardim going up against Catherine Parenteau, and Allyce Jones going up against Irina Tereschenko. Simone walked out on the court and had a big smile on her face, and I thought she was going to throw herself out as the sacrificial lamb.
Well, remember she did that with J.W. Johnson.
J.W. Johnson.
Yes, and she was sacrificed.
Yes, very much so. She didn't even get a point in that one. She was quite discouraged.
Yeah, well, J.W. decent at singles, so I can't blame her too much.
So the ladies for the Shock out hitting some balls, the men for the Mad Drops as we get ready for the Dream Breaker. ATX and Florida Smash going to a Dream Breaker out on Grandstand. So there's going to be a lot of numbers in play after both of these Dream Breakers.
Yeah, there's no question. We are going to need someone, possibly two people, to step up big for the St. Louis Shock. Who might that player be? I am not exactly sure, but either way, whatever happens, the atmosphere is electric. We have some dancing. I just saw an older gentleman walk through with the shirt that said the okayest pickleball player. I thought that was pretty good.
At least he's honest.
Yes, at least he's honest. So we have a variety of spectators at this great event throughout the weekend, and they are definitely in for a treat here in a minute or two.
So Devilliers and Arnold out on the court, ready to go. Jay Devilliers to serve. Oh, too good from Arnold. And the big Andiamo.
I mean, what do you do? Too good. Like you said. I mean, you said it. I said it. Too good is too good, Chad.
Court coverage.
Yes.
Yes.
God, I mean, no mistakes made in that point by Jay Devilliers. Just too good.
A better volley there from Devilliers. A punch slice, just keeping that ball down. I mean, the quickness of his feet and the anticipation from Julian Arnold just puts him in excellent position across both sides of the court.
Well, and a lot of times you have one without the other. That's not the case with Julian Arnold.
So a couple of missed balls in the net from Arnold after we praised him with his movement. We get the split. We'll square at 2s. Yeah, tough for Erik Lange right there.
Yeah, great footwork and movement from Hunter Johnson. I played a little singles against Erik Lange in the 35+ division back in the day, so he's got some game out there even though he hasn't played much singles lately.
That's too good from Hunter Johnson. Pretty two-handed backhand passing shot down the line. Better return from Lange.
Yeah, always helps. First couple shots of the point, crucial in doubles as well, but absolutely paramount in the singles game.
Lange going with the split as well, so nothing to differentiate these two teams so far.
So what do you think? Is Simone going to stay back?
She's going to try to hit passing shots and create angles.
There you go.
There's one.
I like the strut too after the shot, just the walking with purpose over to you know, clap hands with her teammates. I love it.
Good deep ball there from Parenteau. Parenteau and Jardim have played a lot of singles together, well, against each other in the past. Jardim retiring from singles a couple of years ago.
So Chad, what did you say? She's gonna stay back and try to hit passing shots and create
she
angles?
was gonna, yeah, stay back, hit passing shots, create angles.
Well, there you go. So far, so good. Wishful thinking. Saying
tried to blow it.
Yeah, that wasn't partner communication saying no. That was just wishful thinking, hoping it goes wide.
And Parenteau painting the line on that one. So again, a split. Yeah, too good from Tereschenko. I mean, like we talked about, you look up at the mad drops and it's all singles players. You look at the shock and it's a singles player, a couple of players that used to play singles, and a Mighty Mouse that covers the court.
And the only player, I believe the only player of the 8 players that does not have that really strong tennis background is Brees Jones.
But she knows how to put pressure on, that's for sure.
You know you're going to have to earn it against her, physically and mentally.
8-7.
Oh, Allyce Jones coming up big.
Yes, and the phenomenal fancy footwork to clear her body and have that contact point remain out in front on the inside end forehand. To get 3 there is huge for the Shock.
So Devilliers looking to extend the lead here with the Shock up by 2. He read it it well, but just a little overextended.
I mean, he read him like a book. He really did.
Again, Devilliers reading those attempted passing shots by Arnold. It seems like he's just not disguising it enough. We saw it in men's doubles, we saw it in mixed doubles, we're now seeing it in singles.
And I think Jay might have been slightly off balance on the first one, but the majority, as you mentioned, Chad, of these shots from Julian, he's right on.
Big backhand from Devilliers, and Arnold can't figure out how that ball sat on the top of the net and just trickled back over. So the shot going up 11-8 at the end change.
Well, I'll tell you what, I could watch Allyce Jones walk next to Erik Lange all day. It's so good. It's just so good. Slight difference in size. We always have our classic stilts entertainers out here on the championship court. They've been putting in work all weekend.
Big from Devilliers. Arnold visibly frustrated, but the shot going up by 4 now.
Ooh, technical warning. I think we're going to have a technical warning right here on Julian Arnold.
So technical warning potentially being given after Arnold slapping the top of the fence with his paddle. Just waiting on referee right now.
Yeah, just making a note of the technical warning. No point lost.
Time in, 12-8.
Just ridiculous balance from Hunter Johnson. He was off balance 3 times in that one.
Yeah, it's a well-played point by Erik Lange. Just too good, Hunter.
It's a pretty passing shot.
Just so smooth and just nothing to pick on. These fellas have just developed the two-handed backhand so nicely. Both wings are so threatening, it's tough to find a spot to go to, Chad. Yeah, looked out from here.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a challenge here.
St. Louis shop is challenging the alcohol made by the Mad Drops.
I mean, it's a free timeout, I guess, but I mean, I know we're halfway through the Dream Breaker, but to use one in a situation that's probably not going to work on your favor, I'm not sure I wouldn't keep that in my back pocket just in case for later, Chad.
I would agree with that one. Especially as we get down the stretch with such a tight matchup now. Yeah, that one's... I'm going to give my 2 cents on that one, because normally I don't, because I'm always wrong, but that one was visibly long.
Right, and normally you saw Hunter Johnson make like the 2-inch with his fingers. Normally it's 2 feet, but I think he was actually accurate.
Yeah,
it was about 2 inches out, so he was right on it.
Position. Everything is on the line.
So it should be a relatively quick decision here
and Chad,
by the referees.
Slight update out on the outer grandstand courts. We have the ATX Pickleballers up 18-12 against the Florida Smash in the Dream Breaker.
This is getting interesting.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you know your name. You're excited as well. Championship 4-year Dream Breaker. LA matchup for St. Louis Shock.
So the call was confirmed on the court. Shock will lose one of their challenges. Mad Drops still have 2 challenges remaining. We've got 1 more point left in this rotation. Lange trying to steal one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a 3 or 4 minute break in the action. You know, that matters, especially when you're only on the court for a few points. Himself? I hope not. He's walking okay. He's walking okay, but he did pull up. You're exactly right, Chad.
What an angle from Hunter Johnson. It almost looked like he tried to blow it wide.
Man, he's so smooth. He's so smooth and moves so well.
Good ball from Parenteau, pushing Jardim deep onto the backhand side.
Yeah, and not a terrible pass from Simone. So a very quality first volley from Catherine.
Jardim went for it, but pulled it wide.
Yeah, heading back, just taking a second to regather herself.
She's late on, Jardim late on that one as well. Parenteau just forcing too much pressure.
And tough break, because I think she had Catherine Parenteau off balance. If she could have just cleared the net, would have been trouble for Parenteau.
That ball's deep. So big 4-point pull there for Parenteau. And a 8-point swing in the last 2 rotations for the Mad Drops. Now up by 4.
16-12.
Allyce Jones going down to a knee, but too good from Tereschenko.
Yeah, way to hold her focus when your opponent's on the ground. It might throw off your rhythm.
I mean, Allyce Jones may be the smallest person on the court, but she's still dang quick.
Yeah, that's very true. And Irina, unfortunately, not totally hitting that last ball clean.
Ball not getting down for Jones, so the lead out to 5 here for the LA Mad Drops. I think the singles experience starting to show here for the Mad Drops as they pull away. Taking the lead up to 6 now, up 19-13. To show what we're waiting on right there. What do you say? We've been in this position both times. I mean, it's just too good. There's nothing you can say about it.
Yeah, right. And your comment a couple points ago, it's really the experience of the Mad Drops really shining through right now.
So, game and match point here for the Mad Drops. And Julian Arnold closes it out for the Mad Drops. Somewhat securing their spot through to the playoffs after potentially a little bit of a scare for the defending champions after MLP Mesa. But a good showing from the Shock. Adam, last thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think really what it was a great matchup, and we saw the first round through in singles, some things really working from the Shock, and you mentioned the pressure on the veteran players of singles. So to see them make that adjustment on the second and third time through the batting order was really nice to see, and well played by them. They deserve it.
So we'll have to wait and see as far as the updates go. But for right now, the third member of our team, Dominic Catalano, courtside with the LA Mad Drops.
All right, I am with the Mad Drops after they take that exciting Dream Breaker. Hunter, I'm going to start with you. When it came to you second round, you guys were down by 4. You put up a 4 spot to tie it. What are you thinking there?
Yeah, I was just trying to take 1 point at a time, try to get the team back in it, and luckily I was able to knock off 4 points and get the momentum going, and luckily the team kept going, and we were able to close it out. I'm super pumped.
Got it back tied up. Irina, I'll go to you. You're on the bench watching this. You guys end it with a 13-1 run to take that Dream Breaker. Thoughts on that?
Well, I think it takes a second to figure out maybe a game plan and settle in, so we just had to believe we could do it. We had to stick with the plan and bring the energy, the Mad Drop energy.
And Julian, in a must-win situation, to go 2-1, to give yourself a chance to make the playoffs, how important is it for you?
Very important. You know, I don't know if we're in or not, but, you know, we did what we had to do. Every team's tough out here, so we just tried to compete, and I'm glad that I have such an amazing team because I will definitely not be getting the MVP this time. But you know, that's how it goes. You know, sometimes you win every match, sometimes you lose every match. So you know, we're out here just busting our butts and trying to make it entertaining. So.
And Catherine, I'll end it with you. You piggybacked Hunter Johnson's 4-0-1 with a 4-0 run to give yourself and your guys' team a 4-0 or a 4-point lead. What did that mean to you?
Oh, it meant a lot for sure. I think he really helped us to keep it in. I mean, he's playing amazing. He's won mixed doubles. It's amazing. We're so lucky to have him on our team. And I just love being part of the Mad Drops, and hopefully we made it through.
All right, well, congratulations, Mad Drops. They go 2-1 in group play. We'll see what the math says. And there's Thomas Wilson, too. We like him. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the Challenger Final here on Championship Court taking place next. Don't go anywhere.
Oh,